students, this is Dr. Ranjini from Department of Biotechnology. Welcome to e-learning platform. Today we learn about contributions of Louis Pasteur. Louis Pasteur was born on 1822 December 27th and he was alive till September 28, 1895. Louis Pasteur was a French chemical engineer and a microbiologist. He was famous for sepsis. Sepsis means earlier when they were doing any surgery, they were not utilizing any sterilization technique to clean or sterilize the surgical instruments, due to which the mortality rate was too high due to septic reaction. Then he was famous for pasteurization, that is very common phenomena and well-known phenomena. Each and everybody are aware of the pasteurized milk, what we consume every day. Then he was famous for molecular asymmetry. We know about optical activity. Few are dextrorotatory and few are levorotatory. So when he studied the crystal structure and he showed the crystals are having the combination of both dextrorotatory and levorotatory. Then he was famous for germ theory of fermentation. He was working on the fermentation as he was microbiologist. After observing the microorganisms, unwanted microorganisms in the rotten or the spoiled wine, he came to know that each diseased individual will be having the specific disease causing germ or disease causing microorganism. And he was famous for Pasteur effect. We all know about the Pasteur flask, where he was growing the microorganism in aerobic condition. When he changed the experiments, the presence of the oxygen in the flask inhibited the growth of the microorganism. And then he came to know that apart from the organism requiring the oxygen, there are also the microorganism where they live without oxygen or air. And he was famous for vaccination for many diseases. Vaccination, we all know about vaccination. Without vaccination, the survival of the human being or the animals on the earth is not possible. So with all this invention, his work justifies his quote, that is, the more I study the nature, the more I stand amazed at the work of the Creator. Science brings men nearer to God. Coming to the vaccine to the fowl cholera, he was the person who raised the vaccine to the fowl cholera. In 1870s, Louis Pasteur had succeeded in growing the bacterium thought to cause fowl cholera in culture. He had shown that chickens infected with or injected with the cultured bacterium developed cholera. He will be continuing his experiment. He will go for summer vacation. After returning from a summer vacation, he injected some chickens with an old culture. The chickens became ill, but to Pasteur's surprise, they recovered. Pasteur then grew a fresh culture of the bacterium with the intention of injecting into some fresh chickens. As the chickens survived, recovered from the old culture, he thought the culture is old, that's why the chickens are recovering. So he will prepare for fresh culture to inject into fresh chickens. But as this story goes, his supply of chicken was limited, and therefore he will continue his experiment. He used previously injected chickens. He used previously injected chickens. Again, to his surprise, the chickens were completely protected from the disease. Pasteur hypothesized and proved that aging had weakened the virulence of the pathogen, and that such an attenuated strain might be administered to protect against diseases. He called this attenuated strain a vaccine. The vaccine derived from the Latin word vacca. Vacca means cow. In honor of Jenner's work with cowpox inoculation, he named this attenuated strain as vaccine. That is how he invented the vaccine for fowl cholera. Later, Pasteur extended these findings to other diseases. He demonstrated that it was possible to attenuate or weaken a pathogen and administer the attenuated strain as a vaccine. The same principle was used to identify vaccine to sheep anthrax. In 1881, Pasteur first vaccinated one group of sheep with heat attenuated anthrax bacillus or Bacillus anthracis. He then challenged the vaccinated sheep and some unvaccinated sheep with a virulent culture of the bacillus. All the vaccinated sheep lived and all the unvaccinated animals died. That is how he raised the vaccine to sheep anthrax. Using the same technique, he will raise the vaccine to the rabies, and he will show or he will inject the vaccine to the human being for the first time. In 1885, Pasteur administered his first vaccine to a human, a young boy, Joseph Mischer, who had been bitten repeatedly by a rabid dog. Pasteur suspected that the agent that was causing rabies was a microbe, because it is caused by the virus, and later he came to know that the viruses are also causing the disease, and the agent was later discovered to be a virus, a non-living entity. Outside the host cell, it will be a non-living entity. Only within the host cell can multiply and it can reproduce. He desiccated the spinal cords of the infected animals until the preparation became almost non-virulent. He batch of rabbits and he'll go on injecting that the microorganism into the rabbit, and until he get the attenuated strain. And he will be continuing this experiment in order to reduce the virulence of the pathogen. He realized later that instead of creating an attenuated form of the agent, weakened form of the agent, his treatment had actually neutralized it. Unknowingly, he had produced, instead of attenuated live microorganisms, a neutralized agent. So when he was repeating that experiment from one rabbit to another rabbit in order to weaken the pathogen, he had neutralized the microorganism. And this opened the way for the development of a second class of vaccines known as inactivated vaccines. The vaccine was so successful that it brought immediate glory and fame to Pasteur. The boy, Joseph Miescher, was inoculated with a series of attenuated rabies virus preparations, and he survived, and later became a custodian at Pasteur Institute. I hope you understood the contributions of Louis Pasteur, Nobel laureate, to the field of immunology. So, vaccines to the fowl cholera, anthrax, and rabies. Thank you.